Hello, welcome to the Peter Repeater. Let's get this going. We're here just with our cup of Fanta type orange lemonade thing. So I'm happy today because I'm in a comfortable position and I can get started with episode 47. We had episode 46 yesterday and today we're going to crack on to episode 47 and it's just going to be a really nice experience. So this morning I've been watching Joe Rogan. I've been watching him talk to someone about technology and how it's becoming a ever growing part of our lives, and it's just really interesting how we sort of immerse ourselves with technology but we don't stop to think of the impact it's having on us. Like from my perspective, I think social media is really bad for you and everything, but I actually spend a lot of my time on these technology platforms. I spend my time watching podcasts, I spend my time playing games, and I just immerse myself and I get lost, and I don't think about my body and I don't think about the people around me, where really I should be having conversations with people, going out all the time, and there should be lots of opportunities for me, and that's how I think that the world should be, and the world is like that if you take advantage of it, but even then everybody's on their phones all the time. It's said that people usually have their phone nearby them, always within arm's reach, and then I looked down after hearing that on the podcast and I was looking at my bed and I was like, oh yeah, there's my phone within arm's reach, and it's why do I have this phone? It's a little bit worrisome really that I'm so intertwined with technology. I can't live without it. I tried living without it for a time. For when I was in the hospital, there was no internet. There was internet if you had something to connect to it, but I had no device with me that could connect to the internet and that had the charger and everything, and I just spent my time listening to the radio, and things can get quite boring quite quickly when you think about it. And I just hope that I can really make the most out of my time on this earth, and whether watching podcasts for long periods of the day is doing that, I'm not sure. It's like, what else could I do with my time? I could be playing a game. That's something I'd quite like to do, but then I feel like you spend time in the game but you don't get anything out of it. So that's something that can be thought about. You don't get anything out of the game experience, and I just think that there could be more to life than just watching the podcasts and seeing how everything goes and everything. But yeah, it's just what do I do about it? Well, there's not much I can do. It's just about being present in the moment and being able to make the most out of every part of life. And I just really quite like the technology, but it's just do I do too much of it? Like, what can I replace it with? I suppose there's different levels of technology, because you spend your life on your computer, but it's like, what do you do on the computer? And I feel that watching a podcast is like listening to a conversation. So I'm still part of like the real world in a sense. But if you're just like playing Candy Crush all the time, then you're just doing a monotonous side swiping and you're not really getting anywhere. But if you listen to podcasts, you can learn things, you can become aware of everything, and you can make the most out of the experience of it. So this podcast, the Peter Repeater episode 47, something that I quite like. It's a bit morbid, but it's like, if I were to die, would people have something to remember me by? And I think having a catalogue of me talking by myself, that's like a good way of having a record of myself and what I'm about and everything. And I quite like that. And I look at my camera now, and it's not level. But that's okay. It's just one step at a time. It just really isn't level. Oh well. What are we gonna do about it? Nothing, I suppose. We'll finish the drink. We could fix it, but I don't know if that's the best thing to do. I'm just gonna leave it. So, what are we thinking about in this podcast, eh? What are we thinking about? Well, there's different things in life, and I spend my time just focused on the things I like doing, and I kind of am happy doing that, but it's just long term, can I do that? Like, I would say my time is spent on doing the things that I would do in my free time after a day of work. That free time just takes up more of my time, and whether I should be doing something useful in the daytime, it's just hard to know what there is to be useful. I talk about taking steps to looking after myself and just making sure I make it to the next stage of life in one piece. And in that regard, it doesn't matter what I do, but making the most out of existence. I suppose if I'm content, I'm happy. If I've got energy to talk, I'd say I can make this YouTube experience, make this into a little bit of a dedication, and then from there I can look at my catalogue of me talking, and I can just be really pleased about myself. I think that's a good aspiration, to make sure I do some talking every day, regardless of my situation, get me into the routine of it, and hopefully that'll be alright. That's the dream, and that's what I can work towards, is just making the most out of every moment and just being alright about it. So I like watching football, like watching Liverpool play, and they're not playing until next Sunday because the international break, and I just hope that I can meet people, and I have somebody coming to see me to talk to me on a Monday. I'm looking forward to that. I like talking with people in real life and just having a bit of fun, maybe a bit of introspection, thinking about how I got into mental health difficulties and what I can do to stop that from happening again and look after myself. All in all, if I just stay healthy and well, that's an achievement in itself. And part of that is just taking the medication, because it just fixes everything and keeps you stable, and that's all I need to do. Whether I get anything done, I'm a bit wary of having free time and then thinking I have to get something out of it. Like I did try and write a book, and I did manage to finish that book, which I'm happy about. An Unbelievable God by Peter Newing, Newing on Amazon. It's just I did do something, and I am happy about it. And I think that whole situation of writing the book was a good use of my time. But then that was in the lead up to me becoming unwell, So I really worry about I worry about what's in that book. Like, it's not the most settling thoughts to debating whether God exists, and it's what led me into being unwell. So but it's it's done now. I've written it, I've published it, it's a hard copy. People can go read it if they want to. Yeah, it's just it's just whether I should just be passing the time or whether I should try and do something productive. Like, I could learn coding. That's something I could do. I probably should do that. If I learn a language that's actually useful towards what I need to get out of life. But I'd rather have a active and flourishing YouTube channel. That's a bigger aspiration of mine. So maybe I should focus on that. Because coding is just you can code, but you can always just learn stuff as it happens. And whatever language I'm going to learn is probably going to be different in the course, so I can just put my head down and put my mind to work. I should be able to do a course. I don't have to prepare for it, probably. I should be able to just put my head down and just work towards that course. Whether I should learn a language to try and get a job and stuff, but there's plenty of time. I probably should learn a language, to be fair. Get something out of my free time. I learn a computer language, not a real life language. I've tried doing that in the past and I didn't get anywhere with it. So I got stuck in the ecosystem of the language software and got all the levels, but I didn't put it into practice, and once I stopped doing it, I've forgot most of it. Yes, so I learn a computer language. That's what I could do. And I make the most out of that, and just feel content and feel happy about myself. That's what I really want, and I hope I can do that. I hope I can make the most out of every moment and just feel happy about myself, and then also be useful. I could learn lots of languages, to be fair. I've got a lot of free time. I should probably do that. Yeah, just because I might want to learn something, and if my course is software development, I could have a go at it. Doesn't seem unreasonable. I can just learn a computer language and be fine with it. So really, what I've discovered is that pardon me. What I've discovered is that I like doing my life. I like going about watching my podcasts, but I just need a little edge on it, something that I can look at and say that I've done, and that would make me feel a bit more productive, feel a bit happier. So I should probably put time in my day where I'm doing something productive and just work at it. So I could say that my number one goal is my YouTube, so put something towards that every day. And then my second goal is just like self-improving myself and just learning new skills. And then my third goal is just to stay well. And all those things together, I could probably look back and say, haven't I done well? Haven't I got a good YouTube catalogue? Haven't I got a good amount of skills that I've learnt? and aren't I well about it? And to have the time and space to sort of figure out what you want to do in a day is actually really, really calming. I'm pleased about it. And if I could go out and about and learn my computer languages, then that might help. There's no pressure if I don't do it. I can just do what I like, make the most out of every opportunity that comes to me, and just be happy about it. So yeah, I'm here at the weekend with time to spare, and I'm putting it into something that I care about. My YouTube channel and my podcast. It's strange to think that I've also got the audio version, so people just listening. If you are listening, hello. Hopefully you're enjoying your car journey or whatever you're up to, and I'm just happy to be a part of everything, and I can just focus on what's important and stuff. And yeah, so really, what are my plans in life? Like, what do I want to do? I did say at one stage I want to do the least amount possible to get by. Part of me, I'm not sure if that's a good motto to have, but I think it's a good motto long term, not to push myself, not to get lost in a career, but just do the least amount to get by. And at the moment I don't have any pressures of work, and then at school or at college doing my degree, that can come into practice, doing the least amount. So just doing the bare minimum just to get by. I don't feel that way when I'm in something, when I'm doing something. I want to do it well, actually, coursework wise, school wise. Work wise is a little bit harder because you can not enjoy it and you can feel inadequate, so you can feel a bit helpless that way. But I've done that, I've put that behind me. Now I can go ahead and get some skills and get a good job. Yeah. So YouTube is a priority. So if I get something onto YouTube every day, and then after that I can learn some programming, I think that would be a good use of my time. Yeah, because if I went into the lessons with a good base of programming skills, then I can make the most out of everything, and I can learn the different things needed, the different factors into making the most out of my time at school. I just really look forward to the school. Part of me wishes I was doing it right now, just going about and meeting people and helping each other and doing coursework and everything. Part of me, I feel, is going to really like that. I'm not sure about working ahead of time to prepare for stuff. I think that's the least important factor. I think it's about just being well so you can continue to work at a steady pace. And part of being well is just enjoying yourself rather than getting bogged down with work. Because when I try and do stuff, then I can sort of not have my peace and not have my abilities to make the most out of everything. So yeah, I forgot to do my clapping at the start of this podcast to get things lined up, but never mind. So everything's working out figuratively, as I say it, but whether there's nothing to work out, like got this time to myself, and might as well make the most out of it. And I feel that getting this YouTube content, even if it's just me talking about YouTube on YouTube, and it's a bit of an inception, like that doesn't matter. Just getting some content out there and give people something to listen to, I feel that would be quite good. That should be my number one aim, because I really want to have a YouTube channel that has like an audience. That would be really cool, and I can actually do that. I can actually make that possible. I can make that happen by regularly uploading, even if it's just not great quality content, just uploading regularly, and I'll get into the skill of it. So what do I want out of life? I want to be useful, be creative, make the most out of everything. Yeah, and just get things done. Yeah, there's no pressures or anything there. I can just get things done. I don't need to think I need to do this to get a job, but just things will happen. I can get a job. Just don't work too hard at it. Just stay well, stay regimented, and have a routine, and enjoy life, and just make the most out of every moment. That's what I'm gonna do, rather than just thinking, oh, I need to make sure that I'm doing my, preparing for my uni, because that doesn't really exist, preparing for a uni course. It can exist, but it's just an unneeded pressure. I should do things because I want to, because it will help me pass the time, get something useful out of life. And if I did learn a bit of programming, then at least I can say I am, I've done something. Yeah, it's just a bit of a balance, really, because you can say you've done stuff, but you haven't given yourself respite, and you're not looking after yourself, and you're not relaxing. I probably shouldn't have written a book, but I did, and I'm glad that I did, because I got something to show for it, but it wasn't the most peaceful thing to do. Yeah. It's got to be more than just my medication that makes me unwell. It's got to be external factors and stresses, and coronavirus was stressful. I have a bit of a problem when it comes to my book's called An Unbelievable God, but it's a bit of an anxiety point for me, talking about whether God exists, because I really don't know. The more I think about it, I really don't care. I've got my life, I've got my thoughts written down in a book, and I can just move on. I can just make the most out of every moment, and just be happy in it. Be happy and be ready to just go on to the next moment, and there's no pressures there for me. Yeah, maybe I should get good at something that I know that's definitely in my course. Yeah, because I know the first unit of my course is to do with access. So if I got good with access, then that's something that will be a stress alleviated. And if I find out what's in my course and just practice those things, yeah, sounds like a good idea. Sounds like I can get somewhere with it all. Yeah, that would take the stress off, because I know in the first year, because I started it and then left, there's a course about access, So I'm not just doing something arbitrarily and hoping it's in the course. I'm actually doing something in the course. Because I'm not sure how much of my course is actually learning software development. Because learning a language probably isn't that hard. So I can put time towards it. Yeah. But if I get really good at Access, then I might be able to make some headway with everything. And I'm just really thankful to be alive, really, in this day and age, in this moment and everything, and just to be able to be happy towards people and be content and everything. It's just really useful part of life. I kind of wish that I always felt like this. Yeah, with energy and focus and the ability to do stuff. That's really what I need to cultivate. Just being happy in myself. That should be my number one aim. And I can find time to do other stuff as well, if needs be. But yeah, I could get into programming, but I might learn the wrong language and stuff like that. So I don't think you can learn the wrong language. Any language is good to learn, probably. But if I get into Access, and I got really good at Access, this is like the Microsoft software for databases, and then if I look at languages, I'm gonna have plenty of time, so I'm gonna do all this. Yeah, got a whole year, so I think being productive is a good thing. I don't think I'm gonna write a book because I don't have anything else to write about. At least with the whole God situation, I had lots to write about and I had lots to think about and everything. And hopefully that's all good. And I can be comfortable in myself and in everything and just be happy. Yeah. I just yeah. I've done a lot in my life. Not as much as other people, but I've done a lot, and I've gotten on to the perfect degree that I wanted. Computing stuff with software development, and I can just learn stuff. I think I find it really good to learn stuff. I think as long as I'm alive, healthy and happy, then I will be in a position to learn to the best of my ability. And I'm really good at just like pretending to know what I'm doing when I don't. The skill that I developed probably at work and in college, just sort of listening, not saying too much, because you might say something wrong that throws them off the scent that you might not know what you're talking about. Yeah, this isn't a comfy seat, but what you're going to do, the lighting's great, it will do. I should probably have my feet up on something, but I don't, so it's hurt my back. So Spotify listeners out there, I'm talking about my seating arrangements, but yeah. So what am I going to do for the rest of the day? I could learn stuff, but it's the weekend, so I'm not going to. I have a weekend. I think I'm going to play a game or read a book. I could get more out of reading a book, but I like playing games. Let's do both. Read a book and play games. yeah. And I'll probably only want to read one chapter anyway. So if I get into the gaming sooner rather than later, yeah, there's lots of things happening. I did no clapping to help with the this part of the podcast, and I've got another 10 minutes and then I'll be done. I could check if the camera's still working, but it probably is. It probably is. We'll hope that it is, and if it isn't, then we'll just upload a video with no video like I did last time. It's a little bit depressing. That's okay. So yeah, I'm good at school, so I shouldn't worry about being able to do stuff. I work hard, I listen, I pay attention, more of the same words. I just tune into what's happening. I focus and I give the attention that requires of me. It's just I can do school, and I'm looking forward to doing it. And you could probably go quite deep into the access world. I think I will go quite deep into it, particularly if there's a course about it. Yeah, and I could start learning stuff ahead of time when I'm on the course. So I get into my access and make the most out of that. Learn as much as I can, and then I can focus on other stuff. Yeah, I can just focus on what I like. Focus on languages, not languages, just things that I like dealing with and everything. And hopefully by the time I'm in that position, I'll be ready for it. So it's November. Christmas will be happening eventually, and I'm going to be very happy about it. Christmas is a good time of year. It, in theory, is like the most miserable time of year in terms of being cold and having dark evenings or dark afternoons sometimes. But you got a cold day in the middle of it, so it makes it more exciting. Gives structure to your life. This past year, wow. Well, I've survived. I've survived this past year without too many injuries. I'm still healthy. My knee is still similar position as it was, and everything more or less has worked out. And I'm happy to be a part of this world. Yeah, you can think a lot about existence. How do we come into being? How is it possible that we're here sensing everything? Like, what is it all about? I don't really know. I'm not sure if I want to know. I just hope that everyone can be happy, everyone can be fine, and we can all get along with each other. But existence is a funny one. It's like, why does there need to be a God? Don't know. I really don't know. It's just it's bizarre, the whole concept behind it all. It's just there's us, so there needs to be someone bigger. The fact that this God is a person is just no. That's what I discovered in my book. God isn't a person. I think that's where the biggest mistake is, to think of God as a person, because you just get into this la la land of loopy craziness. There's this person out there watching down on us, like, why is it a person? Can't possibly be a person with 2 eyes, a nose and 2 ears and interact with all of nature. all at once and give life to us. It's like, shouldn't be the case. So I just have to, that's why I stopped writing. It's like, God could be a person, but this might be annoying God, which is a bit of a paradox, because you've got the fact that you need to be a person to be annoyed. Yeah, so contradiction. So I just got confused and then I stopped writing. I remember where I was getting medication. I decided to stop writing it. Driving is an ordeal. My life. The fact that you can hit someone at any time. It's just a bit of a, point of worry. It's just that I want to live near a supermarket. When I have my house, I want to be able to walk to the supermarket, be near the train station, be near the bus station, and just bus stop, whatever you call it, and just be integrated into a town or a city, and so I don't have to drive anywhere, because driving is quite worrisome. The fact that you can crash, I don't like that. I don't like where you have to look left and right, because a car might hit you in the side, and if you get that wrong one time, then game over sometimes. Not the best. It's too much pressure on me, and I'm not driving for the foreseeable future, even though I passed my test and everything. I've just decided to just lay low and keep to myself and take taxis and buses and all of that stuff. Where it used to be you could just drive somewhere, but once you get rid of driving from your life, you become a lot reliant on other people. But I always was. I didn't use my car at all, really. But now I've got rid of my car, got my health, got my happiness, and I can just go from here into the next stage of life. I can just be present, be happy with people, and spend time with people, and just be a good person. Yeah, just look after myself. I want this YouTube to go well, so I'm putting effort into it and everything, and I want other things to go well as well. So I'm very happy to say that this podcast has gone well. I've been talking about stuff, talking about aspirations for what I need to do in my life, what I need to work on, the fact that I could focus on learning stuff, and I could put pressure on myself, or I could just learn it really, and just make the most out of the time I have and the time I'm going to have at uni, and just be happy about everything, and I'm gonna be alright with life and be content with the things I need to be content with. And I'm very blessed to be part of this podcast, part of this experience, and hopefully we can just make the most out of everything. Like, it'd be good if I could just be happy and be content, and just regardless of everything, just be happy really. So there we are, there we have it. Thank you for listening, thank you for watching. This has been a great podcast. The videos worked better than last time, I hope. If not, it'll be a bit of a failure, but thanks for watching. Buy my book An Unbelievable God, Peter Newing, Newing, and it's on Amazon, and thank you very much. Alright, bye for now. You're joking? Oh, poo, sorry.